everybody, this is Lee with Creative2xmom, and today we're going to be talking about how we add in all the little extras to our homeschool. So welcome back to my channel. My name is Lee and this is Creative2xmom. This channel is all about homeschooling, parenthood, and thriving in the day-to-day. Today's video is about adding in the extras to your homeschool. You know, all those little bits and pieces, those moving parts that make homeschool special and fun, and yet we sometimes can get overwhelmed with just the basics and we go, where does all this stuff fit? How do I make this work? So I want to share with you a few of the extras that we have been adding into our homeschool. Now, a little word of warning, a little word to the wise, is don't try to do it all. And that's part of it. I think there are so many little extras that we can pull from, and we can try to do it all, and we can feel super overwhelmed. So if there's anything that I mentioned today that you hear and you think that's just not us, then let it go. Don't try to do it all. But if there are things here in this video that inspire you, maybe try a little bit and piece here and there. Maybe there's something that we do that you hadn't thought of before that you would like to try, and I would encourage you to embrace the freedom of homeschool, because that's what makes it so special. That's what allows us to bring in these little pieces of enrichment into our kids' lives. So I'm just going to talk about the things that we do. The first one is PE, and I laugh because I know that there are PE curriculums out there, and to me that's a funny one because PE has always been one of the easiest things for us to incorporate into our lives. It's just never been a struggle for me to find ways to keep my kids active. And one of the things is we do invest in team sports. I do have kids that play baseball. I do have kids that do dance. I do have kids on a swim team. But if you don't do that, if that's not something you can afford, or if it's just not a priority for you right now, I would encourage you, look around you. A lot of us have PE things in our garages. Bicycles, a trampoline in the backyard, skateboards, jump ropes. A couple years ago, we invested in some of the nice heavy-duty jump ropes. My kids love them because we got the nicer ones and they work better. They use them all the time. So don't be intimidated by PE. It's super easy. It can be as easy as taking a bike ride around the neighborhood, or maybe getting in the car, going 5 minutes down the road and finding a public park. PE can be super simple. And it doesn't have to be a very concentrated thing. Maybe it's going to your local gym and going swimming for an hour, just playing in the water. It doesn't have to be swimming laps. It can be just getting out, playing, practicing your strokes, that sort of thing. Another thing, and this intimidated me for a long time, and that's art. I didn't want to have the stress of, number one, planning an art lesson, number two, doing all the cleanup, because you're going to have glue sticks and scissors and all that stuff. So what we have been doing is we have been looking up the free art lessons from You Are an Artist on YouTube. We got some $5 chalk pastel sets from Michael's. Could not find them in the store. I ordered them online. They had free pickup. We did that. The other thing that we have done in the past is we have looked up Art Hub for Kids. Those are great drawing lessons on YouTube. And something I think we're going to try this year is I went into Ampleside Online and I found a section that is all about art study. It's already scheduled out. There's links to the artist's bio. There's links to their work. So I think that we're going to maybe try to plug that into our morning basket sometime. But if you don't want to do that, just do an art lesson with the kids in the afternoon. A lot of times we'll have free time. We take an hour-long lunch break. So I can be in the kitchen cleaning up lunch. They can be doing an art pastel lesson. It takes no time off me. All it takes is that I have their papers out and their chalk pastels are on their shelf with their curriculum. Super, super easy. Something else we're adding this year is working on a foreign language. And in the small town that we live in, I was not able to find really any language classes. So we have signed up for free lessons through Duolingo. Myself and my 7, almost 8-year-old have already been practicing. Now, the one drawback I see with that is that it could be hard to speak because there's a lot of listening, typing, interpreting, translating, that sort of thing, but not a lot of, I don't know how it's going to move into the speaking portion of the program. I don't know if that will come later, if we just haven't gotten there yet, or if that's kind of the limitations of technology. But we're just doing super simple. I'm like, if I can get 5 or 10 minutes done a day, great. If not, we're just doing it very, very low stress. If you have a high schooler, I would suggest Rosetta Stone because that is an amazing program. But if you just want to dabble in it, see if it's something your kids are interested in, give them some exposure for a year or a semester. Duolingo is free, it's online, it's easy access. If you can access YouTube, you can access Duolingo. So totally go for it. The other thing I would suggest, and we live in a small city, but we also live in kind of a multicultural city. So get on your local homeschool support page on Facebook. A lot of people have them. And look for people who speak that language that you're studying. Just see if they want to get together. Just have a conversation. Maybe you spend part of your time speaking English, part of your time speaking in French, which is what we're learning. So their kids are learning, your kids are learning. I think it'd be a great way to cooperate and get to know somebody too. Another thing that we work into our homeschool is cooking, and that's just kind of a natural parenting. To me, it's a natural extension of being a parent. I don't think you have to have a cooking class unless you have a high schooler who wants to take it as an elective and you kind of have to structure it a little bit differently. But just draw them in, have them help with meal planning, have them help with the grocery shopping. My kids go grocery shopping every week. They work on weights, they work on budget, they work on figuring out the unit price of things. And then we just pull them in the kitchen and they help us prepare dinner. I think with my middle child, because she's really into this right now, I might have her help me and she will prepare, like come up with a concept and prepare a meal with me every week. That's just been a thought to me. That's a natural extension of parenting, is just drawing them in, pulling them into the kitchen more. Even with a high schooler, that's a lot of the basis of where that's going to start. Music. We have never taken music lessons, and I actually feel really guilty about this one. Because we do team sports, because we do other things, music lessons has never really fit. And so one of the ways that we have started just bits and pieces of pulling that in is we have taken Confessions of a Homeschooler's composer study, and we've been adding that to our morning basket just one day a week. We've been studying composers, listening to their music, thinking about mood and theme and beat and rhythm. I'm really enjoying that. And the other thing that we have done in the past is we have pulled, again from Ambleside Online, their hymns and their folk songs to just get our voices going. Even if we aren't learning an instrument, using our voices, learning how to sing and memorize lyrics and hold ourselves well. It's been a good way for us to just incorporate some music into our homeschool day. So that's the way that we incorporate some of these little extras into our homeschool, some of the things that have been a priority for us. One thing that I did not mention was typing, and we focus on that a lot over the summer when we have more time. We use Typing Club. I created a whole video about the typing resources that we've used in the past and what we think of them, so I will link that down below. What are some of your priorities, some things that you want to incorporate in your homeschool, and how have you incorporated them? I hope this video encourages you and inspires you. Until next time, bye guys.